What's up, guys? I'm running a giveaway with a few other YouTubers for a PlayStation 4 Pro. It's still live. If you guys want to check it out, I'll link it down in the description. Today, I've got some huge news for you guys when it comes to Modern Warfare Remastered. Now, keep in mind that these are just rumors and there's nothing confirmed yet, but it's looking very, very likely. And one side of it's very, very good, and a lot of people are going to be very excited like I am right now. The other side of it is not so great. So let's start off with the good news first, start off on a positive note. You guys know recently we had that big update to Modern Warfare Remastered where we got the 6 additional launch maps. We also got the new game modes and stuff like that. Well, with that update, obviously all that stuff was public, but they updated a bunch of stuff on the back end that was private, that you don't normally see. But obviously you guys know over the past couple of years, whenever one of these big updates come out, the people on the PC version of the game can dig into those files and find things out before they're announced or revealed or anything like that. So with this update, they found traces and mentions of the variety map pack. So back when Call of Duty 4 was the Call of Duty game, back in 2007 when it released, it only came out with 1 map pack. How crazy is that? Now we get 4 per year, but COD 4 only had 1. It was called the Variety Map Pack, and it came with Chinatown, Broadcast, Kill House, and Creek, all of which were fantastic maps. I know a lot of you guys that have played them will really, really like them. So it looks like that we could be getting these 4 maps added into Modern Warfare Remastered at some point in the future, hopefully sooner rather than later. Remember, like I said, this is not guaranteed, but I mean, there's a reason why that stuff is in the code there. And they have said back in the past that they would be open to bringing the Variety Map Pack in. It just depended on what the fan reception was going to be of the game, and obviously people have loved MWR, so I would definitely expect Raven to include those maps. Now, moving on, let's talk about kind of like the middle ground news. This isn't good news, but it's not necessarily bad news either. It looks like we could be getting some new melee weapons coming to the game, and the melee weapons they added in with this most recent update, obviously a little bit controversial. I don't think it's the worst thing that they could have done, but it also, like, at the same time, it kind of promotes weird gameplay. Like when you give somebody a melee weapon they can pull out and hold in their hand, it encourages people to run around the map and go melee only, which if you're trying to do that on your own, like only use me blade and just using the normal melee, that's fine. But when you encourage tons of people to do it just because they think it looks cool and they think it's funny, it kind of ruins the game. Like I don't want to be shooting at people who are running at me with the melee weapon. I want to shoot at people who are shooting back. That's what Call of Duty was always built on. So when you give them these cool weapons, which let's be honest, they're pretty cool, people want to use them, and it kind of ruins the way the game is played in a sense sometimes. But it looks like there have been like files found in the game, and these images you guys can see on screen of a hatchet, a sickle, and a sword, which could be coming to the game. We're not sure yet. Obviously, you know, based on the quality and the fact that it's kind of like a concept, like image that doesn't have any detail, we don't know if it's going to be coming into the game. It's just in testing phases right now. It could potentially happen. Now, finally, last but not least, we do have some bad news. And I just want to say, like, don't take this out on me. Like, please don't just start spamming the dislike button and stuff like that. It's not my fault. I'm just the messenger. I'm just trying to give you guys a heads up in case it does happen, so you kind of, you know, had a little bit of fair warning. Also in the files, they have found that Raven is testing new regular weapons, so like actual bullet firing weapons. And there were mentions of something called the Cam 12, and then also something called the XM LAR. You guys can see these images right here. I have no clue what type of weapon this is. It kind of looks like an FAL from like back in Black Ops 1. Also kind of looks like the Maverick from Call of Duty Ghosts, or even the ACR from one of the Modern Warfare series. And I mean, it could just not be a weapon at all. It could just be a placeholder based on, like I said, with the other melee weapons, it doesn't have any detail or anything kind of, you know, on it yet. But if they do this, I'm actually going to be very, very mad. Like, I'm going to be upset because I was totally lied to. So I'm going to tell you guys straight up, this is what happened. When we went to Raven, which I was very appreciative of that, like I love the opportunities to go out and check out the new games and, you know, get early gameplay to be able to share with you guys. Obviously, it's beneficial to my YouTube channel. It's awesome. It's a great time. I love meeting people and having that opportunity. Just as a fan of Call of Duty, I've been a long-time fan of COD, so having those opportunities is still exciting to me. When we went to Raven to check out the new update a little bit early, you guys saw I brought you early gameplay and, you know, whatever else, there were probably like 10 to 12 YouTubers there. And we go in, and before we start playing, they sit us down and they tell us supply drops are going to be in the game. And we're all gasping. We're looking at each other. We're like, oh my gosh, people are going to be so mad. And then they're like, hold up, it's cosmetics only. And you can earn everything through straight up unlocking it. There's nothing that you only can get through supply drops, but it's going to be cosmetics only. And after hearing that, we were so excited because, I mean, what a lot of people don't understand is supply drops make so much money over the whole Call of Duty playing field, not even just on the YouTube community. They make so much money, they're always going to be in Call of Duty. From now on, no matter what, it'll never change. They're always going to be in there. But if they're going to be in there, if they can make them cosmetic only, at least that's keeping it fair. So we were really, really, really happy about that. And I guess technically you could say that they were saying that the initial push was going to be cosmetic only, and they didn't say that all future pushes were still going to be cosmetic only, but it was implied, man. Like when you tell us that supply drops are going to be in the game and then you say, but it's only going to be cosmetic items, that implies, you know, for that moment and for moments moving forward. At least that's how I feel. So, you know, I'm going to be upset and I'm going to be really, really disappointed because those of us that were in that room, although in technicalities, I guess you could say we weren't, we were lied to because it was implied, and it sucks because, I mean, we're all there to, you know, make content and come back and tell you guys about it. So I'm on Twitter the day this comes out when everybody's freaking out that it's supply drops and just saying it's awful right away. I'm like, I mean, if we're going to have supply drops, this is the best type to have because it's cosmetic only weapons. It keeps everything fair. And so if I'm going off talking about how we should be supporting this and this is, you know, better than a lot of the other options we could have, then you gave me false information. Like you told me there was going to be one thing, and then a few weeks later or even a month later, it could potentially be something else. And then I misinformed my subscribers because you misinformed me. So the idea of that potentially happening really makes me mad. But we'll have to wait and see. It's obviously not confirmed yet. I mean, this was found deep within the files of the code, so it's not like you can actually use these weapons and play with them and stuff like that. You know, they could have originally thought about putting ranged weapons in and then decided to take them out, and that code was just left over. I mean, there's no guarantees here, but I just want to let you guys know ahead of time just in case it does end up happening. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. I'm going to have my fingers crossed it doesn't, because I know a lot of people are going to be very pissed if it does. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace out.
Let the sun shine through to lift your spirit once again, 'cause love